Hello lovelies, this is a video about the blue night wave spell, and I'm doing it on day 4 of that, which is White Self Existing Worldbridger. It's Saturday the 5th of March 2022, and it's a very auspicious day. So launch something today because it's very important. It's the new moon energy, it's the dream, it's the spiritual path, and the starry skies are in alignment with that. It's day 27 of the galactic moon, and so we've got today and tomorrow before we go into solar moon, which is a big gateway. 28 days of going through that gateway that began on the 9th of September, because when we started this 260-day cycle on the 1st of September, it was in alignment with the Gregorian calendar. So that makes it a bit easier. So on the 9th of September, red solar moon, what was happening for you back then? And what gateways are you creating for yourself? I've just put another video up, a workshop for women. I'm going to be doing one every month around getting clear using emotional freedom technique. It's free, it's for women only. And if you want to have your cosmic codes, so you've got more of a conscious awareness of what you're working with that month, then it will be £33. So also, in that particular time period, we're in the last 52-day cycle of red moon. Red moon begins on the 28th of March. So if you want to join me for the next 52-day process as a woman, because again, all of these things are for women only, getting really focused on the sacred feminine and aligning with the goddess. So again, if you want to get in touch, the 52-day process is very limited in the amount of number of people I can take. So please do let me know with plenty of time in advance, because I have to do a lot of coding for people for their ebooks, and I can organise a clarity call with you about that, a free consultation. So there'll be a link under here, under this video, so that you can get in touch and book in with me. These are really in-depth programs that I'm running, and so if that feels right for you, that commitment, then as I say, there'll be a link underneath that you can book in for a free consultation. So blue night wave spell, and today, as I say, we are on day 4, and it's been a bit of a manic couple of days for me doing stuff. How has it been for you in this conscious dreamer? So being very aware of what we're creating, and today especially because we're on day 4. Day 4 is always the structure, the framework. It's always about becoming self-existing. It's about getting free of codependency. And the more you map your code, so any important date in your life so far, so like your marriage, birthdays, key people in your life, what is their Mayan code, this will show you a spiral. And so, for example, yesterday was a very key day for me, because it was the day when I met the father of my children, or rather I began a relationship with him. And I know other people in my circle now who have that date. And my partner now has the same code, the combined code of my mum and dad's marriage day. And so, again, all of these things allows us to become a detective and understand our path. And the more that we understand, the more that we can work consciously. We can see what our Shakespearean play is right now. We can use emotional freedom technique to clear off the old movies, the old nights, the old hell stories, the old ancestral limiting patterns, so that we can become more and more self-existing. And as we have a tool to use to work with our emotions, feel our emotions, often that's such an amazing space to start, because we so resist doing that because we don't have a tool. You know, why would we? It'd be mad. You know, often we'll do other things to avoid it. We'll meditate, we'll use alcohol or drugs, or, you know, what is your avoidance technique of choice? But once we start tapping, and check out the tapping summit if you haven't already, you've then got a tool to use to soothe your amygdala. And your amygdala is your fight, flight, or freeze, and is the inner child that is wounded. And these patterns keep happening over and over again, and it can be really frustrating and upsetting. And, you know, we're wondering why on earth this is happening. Finding out about how we work as emotional human beings is the key to set us free. And the amygdala stores all the trauma information. And if you want to focus on the positive aspect of that, the problem is a solution. And so if you see it in a different way, the universe is bringing us all these opportunities time and time again, so we can learn different choices. And if we heal, then literally the holograph changes. And if you use an advanced technique called the movie technique, it will blow your mind, because you can go back, you can re-experience your old events, and you can see how much emotional resonance you're still holding with that. And then once you tap on that and you get clear of that, you'll go into a whole different space. So White Worldbridger, the planet is Mars, and we've got real strong Mars energy coming up at the moment. Where Mars is in your chart is really important too. And Mars is about taking action. So often when we're stuck in freeze mode, when we're stuck in not feeling worthy, not feeling confident, and I know a lot of women are experiencing that because this is an old pattern over thousands of years around suppression of the sacred feminine, then this patriarchal age, you know, that we're in has mechanisms to keep pushing that agenda. So on a personal level, we can start to really work with those events, because again, it doesn't make logic sense sometimes. We know that we are capable human beings. We know we can do things. We've got a history of doing things for many years. But there's a part of us, the inner child, the emotional mind, which is not logical, because back when these patterns were formed, we didn't have the ability to intellectualize things. We didn't have the cognitive abilities. Some things go right back to being in the womb, and we have an innate consciousness. And once you start tapping with that, you don't need to know what it is to begin with. You've just got to trust the process. So this is really magical. So what's happening in the starry skies today? The sun is conjunct Jupiter at 14 degrees of Pisces. So it's a really, really amazing, amazing day. When the sun has a conjunction with Jupiter, so the sun being our personality, our light, and Jupiter being the mastery planet of expansion. So again, tied in with Sagittarius, because it's a ruler of Sagittarius. And so this amazing expansion time of the path, Akashic record, healing, journeying, creating new stars. And because it's in Pisces, and we're in this awakening, this Christ consciousness, this getting clear of old addictions and really coming into a different way of being a human being now. So the dream, this is it, launch the dream in the conscious dreamer code on day 4, the structure of getting free and clear, creating new worlds for yourself. And what's your passion? And often I find women, especially, it's about somebody else. So yes, somebody else for me is, if everybody in the world could start doing EFT, what a different world we would live in today. And that's always been my passion. My desire is to share EFT more than anything else. I've been doing it for 14 years. And it is life-changing. You know, the more that you do it, the more that you understand it, the more you understand yourself. This is the world, the way that the world will change. Can't get my words out today. Through each one of us getting clear ourselves. And that's why it's so important that the focus has to be on the self, because often these plans for everybody else are a smoke and mirrors distraction for the ego. You know, if I help somebody else, then I'll be such a good person, you know, and I'll be in service and selfless and, you know, all of that. And however well-meaning, often it's an avoidance of, I need to help myself. I need to focus on stuff that makes me feel uncomfortable. And I really don't want to do that. And of course, it's understandable, like I say, because if people don't have a tool, why on earth would you do that? Why would you go back over old events in your life that are painful emotionally for you and make you feel sad, angry, ashamed? But that's what we've got to do. That's what I offer you. We've got to do that to understand what created that experience for us, heal it with EFT. And this is a tool that you can start to use immediately. You don't need to have a PhD in it. It'll work straight away for you on some level. And you can start to build your skill. And it will change your life, I promise you. So when I started doing this back in 2007, I used to do women's life groups then, and I said, just have this awareness that if you start using this tool now, your life will change. Now, life is all about change. And so being a conscious dreamer means we get to learn from when we came in and we did lots of unconscious dreams. So we were following our ancestral pattern, not even knowing that, of course. We were following what our parents did. We were meeting other people that like our parents did. Once you really get into understanding this, it's mind-blowing. You will never have any doubts ever again about anything because it is already written. The only choice that we have is what level we work at and how we move to the next level. So I'm just going to read you. I'm on a short time shot today. So at the moment, we've got Aries at 22 degrees, the Mary Magdalene code, new beginnings, master builder number, the structure. And again, this is just, wow, I didn't know this at the time that I started doing this video, but there you go. And so 14 degrees of Pisces as well. So I'm going to read you that first. After a feast, much uneaten food remains on the plates. Something has ended. It is a memory, and what happened cannot be reconstructed. Something else shall follow, but it will be in a very different vein. Irrationally, persistently, the traces remain, and there is regret, there is loss, there is grief. The magnitude of destiny overshadows cycles lived in its afterglow. The power is elsewhere. Vital forces have been spent, and in the melancholy mood of looking back, so much is missed, paused over, not deemed important. Yet truly, It is what you learn afterwards that counts. And it is the inward reverberations that mean everything to the secret soul. And the cards today are Lamat, planet Venus, coming up in a couple of days. It's going to be the resonance. Just let me check. Yep. No, sorry, it's going to be the rhythmic, isn't it? Yeah, rhythmic is coming up. We've got the Empress, and we've got the Ace of Wands. And just to finish off, we have got the Aries moon at 22, puppets coming alive at night. So I will post a link to that. And like I say, I'm on a tight time slot today, so it's concise. So tomorrow we have got Mastery Day, and that is Blue Hand. So focus on how you're shaping your destiny now. That's a mastery day in this whole 13-day process. How are you healing? How are you learning new techniques to shape your destiny so you can let go of the old ancestral patterns and wounding and embody the goddess? If you want to know any more about any of my workshops, if you want to get involved with those, you want a clarity call about how they can help you, there's a link at the bottom of this video so that you can check out my availability, and we can do a really concise, focused call on Zoom to nail what is coming up for you to be transformed. It's an amazing, powerful time to do that. So start stepping into your power as a conscious dreamer. Lots of love. See you soon.